Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tabitha Cerberus, and today we're going to do, I guess, a fabric haul. This past weekend, March 10th weekend, I went to New York City for a concert. I went to see the Zhou Shen concert in New York City, and because I was going to this concert, I decided I would spend a few extra days and visit the fabric district. So I have a bit of a haul, some trims, one notion, and a few fabrics. I didn't get to go crazy in the fabric district, mostly because I had a little book here. I printed out the characters that I have planned for the next year or two, along with little swatches of the fabric that I've already bought. So we're going to go through those. So the first up is I have two outfits from Mau Mau. The first one is the Moon Goddess Assistant. That's what I'm calling it, the Moon Goddess Assistant. And then the second one is like the formal outfit that they wear during like events and like royal banquets. So for the Moon Goddess Assistant one, I already had a lot of fabrics picked out, but I was hoping to find either something new or something I could add to it. Didn't really find anything. And then for the royal outfit, I had this green one picked out, but it's a little too muted, so I was hoping to find something a little brighter, and I ended up finding it. So I went to Mood Fabrics and I did some shopping. Now Mood is expensive. I would probably only recommend shopping at Mood if your budget allows for it, or if you knew you needed like a brocade or something that you probably wouldn't be able to find at your other fabric stores around the fabric district. So I found a green that I really liked because surprisingly green is really hard to find in different like nice shades. So I went with this one. It is 100% silk. It's a little shiny and it's just a lot more brighter than the fabric I already bought. So I'm really happy with this purchase. I got 2 yards of it. It was, as I said, it's 100% silk, so it was like $25 a yard. And then to go with it, I found this pink. Now this is a polyester. I believe this was a polyester crepe, and it was such a beautiful pink, like a little beautiful pink. It's thick enough, it has the right flow. I just thought it was perfect for the main bodice of the cosplay. I believe I got, I got 3 yards of this, and it was $18 a yard. Now, I didn't think that was that bad. If you were shopping at like a place like Joann's, it would have been maybe a little cheaper, but thinner in my opinion, because I used to work for Joann's. This one is a little thicker. It's got a bit of a texture, that crepe texture to it, and I think it really goes with this green perfectly. So I'm very excited to use this in my Mau Mau cosplay. So I got that settled. There's still a few more fabrics to look for that cosplay. I didn't have a chance to look for like this like darker pink, almost not quite red, probably a fuchsia color. The next thing I looked for currently on my list is the Devil from Love Between a Fairy and a Devil. It's a live action Chinese drama. I have the brocade for the main under outfit. But if you notice in certain scenes, he's got like a capelet under the chiffon overlay that's kind of gold glittery crisscross. So I was trying to find something like that. And I found one. It's wasn't quite crisscross. It was more like a gold splotch that I thought could work. I got this also at Mood, and I got 1.5 meters. Although in low lighting, it kind of looks like a very dull gold, kind of like a champagne gold. This is the only thing I could find that was very similar. Even if I don't use it for this project, I really like it. It too was like $25, so very expensive. But could work for him. So the next place we checked out that was on my list was Garden Fabrics, and we went through there, and I found a crisscross pattern after I already bought this. So I don't know which of the two I'm going to use. I'm probably going to have to like put it up against the fabric I already bought, the brocade, and see which one I liked. But this one is kind of like a netting with a sequence crisscross pattern design on it, and it is definitely gold. It's a similar shade as the other fabric, as you can see. I think it's a little bit more gold to my eyes. So now I have to decide if I want to go with this one or this one. Now, those are all the fabrics I bought for myself. Another fabric store we went to, which was actually really good for the price, at least for the fabrics that I got from my friend Miranda. Miranda is doing a ball gown for one of her book ball events, and she asked me to keep an eye on some lace or some like satin, anything that would go with her color palette, which is like a black and red ball gown, something I would wear. So if it goes missing from her closet, I did not steal it. So these two fabrics were $10 a yard. Oh yeah, A&K Fabrics, I found the receipt. They were $10 a yard, and she could not decide which ones to go with, so she got both. So we found them both at the same time. They were kind of next to each other. They were kind of like this colored shift fabric, less on the thicker fabric, which is kind of like, I wouldn't say a thick taffeta, but it's pretty thick, perfect for like the under parts of a dress, to give it that body and that shape. And like I said, it's kind of got a color shift. I think it's gorgeous. So she's got 6 yards of this, and then we got the thinner version, which is a lot more colored shifting than the thicker fabric. And we got 1.5 yards of this, which I think would be perfect for sleeves for her. I'm hoping that the camera will catch the color shifting of this fabric, because it's just gorgeous. And they're both really soft. This one's a lot more softer. But this, no matter what side you use, it's not itchy. It's doing nothing to irritate my skin, at least. So the fact that these were $10 a yard, I think that was a steal. So she got 1.5 yards of this, 6 yards of that. I totally would have bought some, but like, I was trying to stick to my little booklet here, and there was one other character that I didn't find any fabric for, and I had a feeling I wouldn't find it because it's so overwhelming to go to the fabric district. So ended up not looking for any fabric for the demon. I forgot his name, so I'm not going to even try to pronounce it, but it's from Fangs of Fortune. I was trying to look for anything that could go with him. I currently already have the velvet for one of his cloaks. He's got 2 cloaks for the same outfit, and I'm going to do both cloaks. And I couldn't find a jacquard that I like, because his other cloak is like a red and black jacquard. Didn't find anything that would go with that. And I didn't find any, like, his undergarment, his shirt and like pants are kind of like a dark gray with a bit of black mixed in, like a smoky color. Didn't find anything. I probably would have had more luck if I had more time to look. So these are all the fabrics I bought. We did end up going to one more place to kind of like, well, we went to 2 more places. So we went to a few other fabric places. It's about 4 blocks worth of fabric stores, and didn't find anything for myself, didn't find anything for Miranda, so I didn't take really any videos in any of them. We did stop by one place called Pacific Trimmings. They have a lot of thread, they have a lot of buttons, they have tons and tons of zippers. I think this is a great store for anyone who does bags and jackets. However, some of the zippers are very expensive. They don't list the prices very well in certain aisles. And my friend Amanda, who went with me on this trip, she ended up buying a lot of zippers, and we didn't realize until she was checking out how expensive these zippers can get. She found some that were relatively amazingly priced for how they looked and felt, but then there was a few where I was just like, kind of like, wow, this is going to be a very expensive zipper. I ended up buying one of these zippers, and it just kind of took me by surprise. I would probably never shop there again. I would probably try to go online, find something relatively cheaper, but I really liked this green. So I bit the bullet and spent $23 on a zipper. I think by far the most expensive zipper I've ever bought in my life. It's a separating zipper. It's got metal teeth, very large metal teeth. It's polyester edges, and it's just such a pretty green. So I guess my most expensive buy other than the fabric. So I would only recommend if you are like making top tier bags and such, or if you knew where the cheaper zippers were, because like I said, the pricings were kind of hard to see. Like, there was no pricing in the area for the zipper. I tried looking, and I thought like the sticker on the back was the price, which is like $27.51, but it was just the location number where the zipper goes. So that kind of took me by surprise by how expensive these zippers were. The next trim shop we went to was actually a little out of the way compared to the other fabric stores. I almost missed it. Was M&J, the M&J store. I think it's also called like, yeah, M&J Trimming. For months, people say it's been going out of business, but I think it's just I don't know what's going on with that store. But what I liked about this store is they had bolts of trim, and if you bought like 4 or more, you get an extra 20% off. So I ended up buying 5 bolts. I just finished measuring them, so I know how many yardage is on each, and because I bought at least 5 bolts, I got an extra discount. So this one here, this gold trim, has about 5 yards on it, maybe a little bit. It was like a 5 and like a quarter. I think this is perfect for like decorating edges. I'm thinking about using this on Alira. She's been on my go-to planning for a very long time, and I just haven't been motivated to work on her, but I think this trim is going to help me. The next 2 are very kind of similar in style, but I think it would be kind of cool to use in a hanfu, or any other future projects. So this one was 5 yards, and it's a black trim with gold and black embroidery on it. And this one's also very similar. This one was 6 yards. So both the black one, so this one here was $12 for the whole thing. So 6 yards for $12. This one was $8 for 5 yards. Once again, this one was also $12 for 5 yards. It's a lot more embroidered. It has a bit of gold threading through it. And then I found this guy. Actually, Amanda found it, and then I snagged it. It is missing like 1 or 2 gems, but if I can find the right size, I can just easily replace them. But it's 2 yards and a quarter of this beautiful beaded rhinestone trim, which I think I could also use for a lirette if I do it correctly. It's a bit thicker than I was hoping for, so we'll see if it will work. And then the last bolt, oh, and that one was, this one was the most pricey. This one was $16 for only 2 yards and a quarter, but you are getting a very beaded rhinestone trim, so I think that's a fair price. And then the last thing I bought, which I should have I should have checked to see if they had just a plain gold version, because I needed that for one of my planned cosplays, but I was just so overwhelmed by this store and its trim collection. I found this beautiful piping. It's beaded piping, gold and black beaded piping, and it was also $8, and there is 10 yards of this. 10 yards, and actually it was almost 11 yards. It's 10 3/4 yards of this beautiful beaded black and gold trim. I can use this in hanfus. I can use this in anything that requires piping. So I'm very excited. I kind of wish I'd gotten a second one because there was a second one. But I also wish that I had found a just normal gold one. I was very tempted to go back to that store on Monday, but I didn't want to fight traffic with the subway because we also had to fly out that day. But I'm very happy with my little haul. I think I overdid it at Mood. I think I could probably have found some of these fabrics a little cheaper in other stores. But I think it was just tricky to find something similar to what I needed. And like I said, I don't know if I'm going to go with one or the other for the devil, or demon. I gotta remember names. But I really do like these two. I think they're perfect for Mau Mau. I'm excited. And we're gonna see these trims were kind of like, wasn't planning, I guess these were my spontaneous buy, but I think they're gonna come in handy. And now I need to figure out where to hide them because I'm running out of space in my basement. I need to start making cosplays for people and for myself. So that's it for the fabric haul. Like I said, I went to New York City because I went to the Zhou Shen concert, so I'll throw some clips in here. It was a great experience. He's one of my favorite singers. He's from China, and he has this beautiful voice that there's just no way to describe it, so I'm just gonna throw some slideshows of me waiting in line to see his concert, and some music video clips from where I sat in the audience. So hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoyed some of the fabric I bought and some of the trims, and I hope you enjoy listening to Zhou Shen. Bye!
Stand alone when you miss someone. It's highly unthinkable, but you see. 说错。